Hallo, hier ist Andy, DB1XW. Heute am 23.08.2024 wird die amerikanische Astronautin Sunita mit der Schule in Meschede einen Schulkontakt tätigen. Den werde ich versuchen, durch mein Handfunkgerät hier aufzunehmen. Mal gucken. Die müsste jetzt jeden Augenblick hier in Richtung Westen, in diese Richtung, hörbar werden. Ah, sie ist schon da.
We have a lot of other amazing science that's going on, so it's hard to say exactly which is the best. Over.
Ja, die Schule an Meschede werden wir nicht hören. Meschede ist zu weit entfernt hier von Kelnhusen, wo ich mich aktuell befinde. Jetzt ist wahrscheinlich gerade die Pause, wo die Schule Meschede sich meldet, und die ISS scheint jetzt hinter diesem Haus hier verschwunden zu sein.
I'm standing here, or floating here rather, in the Columbus laboratory, and we have 3D printers around us. So if something breaks, we're learning how to do metal 3D printing, so hopefully in the future we'll be able to fix things if they break. But we also have a lot of tools up here, and we learn how to fix the things that work on the space station. Over. So, you know, we all do everything. It's pretty interesting. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor or a pilot. You know, everybody gets trained in all the maintenance and all the science, and so we have to be what we call a jack of all trades, master of none. And we work with the ground control, mission control, to help us go figure out how to solve the problems we have. Over. It's a little confusing if you base your day right on the sun, but we base it on Greenwich Mean Time, and we have it like a normal day. We wake up around 6 o'clock and go to bed around 10 o'clock. And the workday really starts at between 7 and 6, with a lot of working out. We have to work out in the middle of all that, as well as do all the science and make it over. Great question, and the answer is actually no. Everybody has to be qualified and ready to do the job. So everybody has to bring themselves, you know, to the table and make sure that they are ready to go. You know, generally women are potentially a little bit smaller, and so you just have to work out and make sure you're able to do the task. Over. You absolutely get used to it. Honestly, I'm starting to forget what it's like to walk because we float everywhere. And so at first it is a little bit hard, you're a little bit clumsy, and then you get a little better at it and are able to perfect how you float and what you want to do. You don't throw up anymore. You figure out you have to throw just sideways to get something to go from one place to another. Over. You know, I think most astronauts are okay with about 6 months. You know, it's a little bit of it's almost a half a school year, right? So you start to miss your family and your friends, and you want to go back and, smell pine trees and have the rain fall on you. So about 6 months is a good number, but we have had people here over a year. Over. So yeah, of course, there's a lot of interesting things, because the spacecraft is in the sun part of the time, like you mentioned earlier, and then it's at night, so there's a lot of metal outside, so it creaks. I think that's the biggest impression that I've had, and sometimes actually it makes the metal pop a little bit, and so we hear that at times as well. Over. it through the Internet Protocol phone. We also have iPads up here where we can do a call through a service and do video conferences. Over. You know, Lena, it would be very arrogant to say that there was nothing else out there in the universe. When we look out at the sky, there's so many stars, and so how could you not think that there might be some planets around those stars? Life that we know. Over. Generally, we work at the same times, but every now and then we might have a spacecraft that comes a little early or a little late outside of our normal crew day, and if that's the case, if it's on the Russian side, maybe the Russians get up early. If it's on the other partner side, then maybe we'll get up early. So sometimes we do shift work. Over. You know, the space station's been up here for over 20 years, since 2020, parts of it, you know, and so, 2000, so parts of the space station on the outside have been hit by small micrometeorites. We see that when we go out on spacewalks, and we have to be careful on some of the metal that has been a little bit deformed. Small little craters have been formed. We have to watch out for our gloves because of that. Over. You know, I don't think I've ever really been bored with the space station. There's so much to do and see. You know, look how beautiful and our beautiful planet, take some amazing pictures, watch other people doing some science and learn about it. I mean, there's so much going on. But we actually do have some TV shows or whatever on our computers that the folks have uplinked for us in case we want to just sort of take a little escape. Over. Yeah, you know, the ISS is a tech demo, right? It itself is a habitat, and inside is just like the things I was talking about here in Columbus. All of that is a tech demo and
Ja, die ISS ist jetzt hier mit den bescheidenen Mitteln nicht mehr aufnehmbar. Die befindet sich wahrscheinlich jetzt hier hinter den Häusern. Aus meiner Sicht unterhalb des Horizonts, die kann man nicht mehr empfangen. Jetzt von einem höheren Standpunkt aus mit einer computergesteuerten, nachführbaren Richtantenne, mit einer Yagi, könnte man sie theoretisch vielleicht noch ein paar Sekunden hören. Allerdings ist jetzt der Überflug auch 8 Minuten her und viel länger ist da auch sonst nichts aufnehmbar. Ja, die Daten selber, die Fragen der Schüler,